Völva. The deep winters belonged to my mother. How the men would sit beneath her while she stood tall and skeletal from her visions. The long hall a sea of their war-racked heads. And what did they want? Not sex or meat or another excuse to fight, but her, a scrawny stick inside a borrowed cloak, and a face they'd avoid everywhere else, her voice like stones popping in an oven. She would drink hard until her face was drowned, and she would sit in the middle of the smoke, and the sounds that came boiling from her mouth slowly became words. How the world began, how heat and cold and damp and steam did it, measures of kindling and extinguishing, how the gods came, and giants and people, how war came, and worship in the forests, how walls were built, and weddings celebrated, how the upper and lower worlds were named, how every detail of sea, sky, and land were given a story, a lineage, all of us surrounded by names and families. And how women like her appeared, Völvas, seeress and priestess and storyteller, surrounded by the drugs of deep history, the smoke of the gods, and the far future. How they loved her, how they feared her, and me, little girl growing in the same shape, my throat filled with her words and her mother's, and my mouth a place for my own music, the past and the future an uncarved hall, each of us chiseled into, roof and door, wall and table, window and broad bench. But then those same men gave our gods away, didn't they? And I have become a closet, a shelf, a book in the shape of a woman, or a book in the shape of their scholars. They've replaced the high hall and all that love with the bored copyist reading quietly. But I will burn in the minds of women and girls who will never forget what we do.